Welcome to a day in our life on the farm.
I'm Katherine, born and raised in American suburbia. And this is my fiancé Zhejiang, born and raised in this tiny village on the farthest west of China. I've been living in China for over 6 years now, and Zhejiang and I actually live in a village on the east side of the country. I chose to live in a village instead of one of China's countless megacities because I love being close to nature and I enjoy the small community vibe. But as I said, I'm from the suburbs, so aside from picking my grandma's beans during our family trips to Vermont every summer, I had never done any sort of farm work. That is, until Zhejiang took me back to his home village for a month, so now I am getting the full, immersive, rural China experience.
This is literally the first time in my entire life I've used a wheelbarrow.
From feeding the cows to laying down a new roof.
妈咪说你会跟他一起掉。
From driving my father-in-law to Bee's tractor to scooping fresh, juicy, organic fertilizer.
Listen, I love the concept of organic fertilizer, but I cannot even describe to you in words how horrible it smells in here right now. It's kind of like the combined forces of a million farts all loaded onto you at once. Look at that beautiful organic fertilizer. She's like, ew, you're not supposed to put poop in the vlog, and it's like, this is organic fertilizer.
Zhejiang's mother is stepping in to help in her black glittery dress and stockings. She will not be caught dead in overalls, y'all. She's gotta look good no matter what she's doing on the farm. Next step, spread it around these little plots of land where we're gonna plant vegetables in a few days, and also for the fruit trees and the grapevines that are about to turn green. In Kashgar, people actually bury their grapevines underground for the winter to protect them from the freezing temperatures and then bring them back out when it starts getting warm again. You might be wondering, isn't Kashgar a desert? Is there enough water to do all this stuff? Well, during the spring, every couple weeks, irrigation water comes, so you can actually grow a surprising amount of stuff in your yard and on your farmland.
The irrigation water has arrived. The entire field in the back of the house is completely flooded with water. This is the area where we just put all of that manure yesterday, and now the water has come in, so hopefully these trees will start blooming very soon. This giant churning pit right here is actually the vegetable garden, and now that the water has come in and the soil gets really soaked, we'll be able to plant vegetables here in a couple days. And there's also some fruit trees and the grapevines, and all of that will be slurping up this water. So I'm standing underneath the grape trellis here, and I keep getting water droplets falling on me, and I'm like, is it raining? Like, what is that? Look, there's water on me.
就是那个葡萄发芽之前哭一场，就是哭不停的哭，然后那个葡萄开始发芽。
看你也有。
可能2天以后它更多，哒，就是整个葡萄好多水。
I am so ready for these things to bloom because everything still looks so gray right now, but as soon as the grapevines are out, this entire shed will be like this beautiful green leafy box. And same with the yard, like it'll have this green leafy roof over it and it'll be so beautiful. But right now it's all gray. Hurry up and bloom. Come on. Having a little breakfast of pears and onion naan and tea before we head into the fields and do more farm stuff.
No.
The classic way to eat this is dipping it in tea, but that's just not my vibe, so just eating it on its own. And if it looks to you guys like I have no idea what I'm doing, that is the truth, okay? Because I do live in a village in Southeast China, but it's not a village where I have any land that I'm actually doing anything with. So this is all very unfamiliar to me. I've never done anything like this ever, and it's never too late to start, I guess. So yeah, just experiencing that farm life.
Zhejiang's father has been out here all day laying down plastic sheets with the tractor. Once the peppers are planted, these sheets will help hold in heat and moisture and prevent pests and weeds.
Up next, it is my turn to drive this puppy.
Trying to lay down some plastic sheets. Okay, I know, you're probably like, what the heck? Why are you, this clueless suburb child, allowed to drive the family tractor? I'll let you in on a little secret. It's automated. It goes on its own. You don't have to do anything, actually. Literally, a baby could drive this tractor. A potato
drive this tractor.
Well, you don't have to do anything for like 95% of the journey. You do have to turn the thing around when it reaches the end of the row. So I did technically drive the tractor, okay?
Here she goes.
You might remember if you saw the previous vlog that Asa John's family is building a room for us so that we have somewhere to stay anytime we come and visit. I mean, we have a room right now, they just think it's too small, so they're making us a better room.
We are adding another layer of dirt to the roof. This mud that they added like a week or so ago has already hardened, and now it's time to add a layer of dirt. Let's go. So Asa John's sister and mother have this wheelbarrow and some buckets, and they're filling it with this pile of dirt over here. And then they bring it to us, and then we lift it up. We have to pull the dirt bucket up with this rope.
妈咪说你会跟她一起掉。
Won't get a mess. And then we dump it over here. And then once there are like 50 piles of dirt here, we'll spread it all out nice and evenly.
怎么了？
Main net.
干活就是脏呀，什么鬼？
I don't want to do this task anymore. It's too dirty. Oh my gosh, I'm covered in dust. Darren, this desert life, dust everywhere. Halfway through. Looks like a bunch of ant hills. In all the years I've lived on this earth, I have never participated in the construction of the building I'm living in. So this is a very new and unique experience for me, for sure. In my entire family in the US, I only have one relative who built her own house, and that's super rare. Like most people in the US can't even say one relative they have that built their own house. My aunt is just a badass. Progress update. We are on the final set of buckets. Now it's time to spread the dirt around. Final progress update. Look at that, nice and flat. Guys, spring is finally here. The dust storm is actually over. Let me show you all the view. That's the view we're supposed to be seeing every day, but it was obscured by dust.
wash step， 拉，不要太轻，拉得太轻它不会走。嗯。
I feel like I'm walking my parents' dog. This cow is sniffing everything. Get in there. Time for the second cow. Well, the Maya, they're just like dogs. I love the little hairdo that this cow has. Look at that little hairdo. It's like a toupee.
它有的时候踢。
你被踢过吗？
我也上次它还好，我远一点距离它。不想混。
You might remember if you saw my vlog from a couple weeks ago that they use fermented corn husks as food for the cows during the winter and spring.
And any of these big chunks that are like fused together, as soon as you break them open, they're moldy. So we're only collecting the loose, fluffy bits.
The basket. Is this cute?
The cows eat 3 times a day, just like people.
You might be wondering, do the cows even like this unappetizing looking fermented husk mixture? I don't think they really do. One of them even kicked over her trough in rage, but it's like that's all there really is to give them at this time of year. They eat so much, but we give them some scraps of vegetables as well after cooking, so that's a fun little treat. And one of the cows even enjoys eating noodles. So we do our best to break up the monotony. Speaking of green leafy things, this has been a bit of a struggle for me as well, because even though there are a lot of vegetables available in the market, most of the local cuisine is still very carb and meat based. So I have to cook supplementary vegetables, otherwise I feel like I'm gonna get like a nutritional deficiency over here.
Asajan's mother likes the broccoli. I feel so accomplished.
Aside from my specialty dish of boiled broccoli with salt, there is no vegetarian food on the menu here at all except for one thing, which is a dumpling made out of this clover-looking plant.
We're picking these clover-looking things to make dumplings out of them. I know they don't look super appetizing, but the diet around here is very meat-based, and I'm tired of meat for every meal, so I'm actually pretty hyped about these clover dumpling things.
This is what it looks like after it's been chopped up. Only when I was looking at the translation of the word did I realize this is alfalfa, donkey food. This is actually a seasonal dish because once this plant grows bigger, it becomes donkey food and no longer palatable to humans. But in its tiny form, it is really delicious with soy sauce.
Asajan's father has been out in the fields doing tractor stuff for days on end. We're bringing him lunch. He eats on the tractor, sleeps on the tractor. He's on this tractor like every night until way after dark because the tractor has lights, so like you can just keep going and going and going and going. Like he is working so dang hard. For anyone who's confused, Asajan's family does not actually have this much land. It's shared between a bunch of households here. The reason why his father is doing all of it is because he has the fanciest tractor in the neighborhood, so everyone's just like, all right, well, I'll pay you to do this instead of having to do it myself. So he is doing all of the tractor work for this entire piece of land, even though Asajan's family only actually has a small piece of it. The kids are milking this open field for all it's worth, but it is about to be gone. All right, lunch delivery is completed. Now it is time for the next task. We are going to the little desert forest staying right next to his family's house, and we're gonna get some sand. Like, you don't actually have to dig it up. You can go buy sand, but there's so much sand right here. There's like an unlimited free supply, so it's like, why not? Okay, in we go. Time to get some sand. My shoes get so dirty every time I come here. I hate it. I've been helping with most of the tasks that he does. Like whatever he does, I just do it too. But I feel very unenthused about the sand digging because you get covered in dust. I think I'm just gonna sit out and watch this one. I don't want to be covered in sand. Look at all the footprints. So many birds around here. The sand has arrived. So this is what all that sand is being used for, to smooth out the uneven part of this floor here. And he's not even using like the little sand rake thing. He's just doing it with his bare feet. 太难受了.
And speaking of vegetables, we also planted some corn. Asajan's father turned most of the soil in this little plot with his tractor, but some sections were unreachable, so we're doing it by hand.
Who's excited for some vegetables? You! Yeah! So even though I don't have any large sections of land in Hangzhou where I could like grow a whole wheat field or something, I do have enough land to have like a little plot of vegetables. And I haven't done anything with it because I just travel too much. I don't have any chickens or vegetables or like flowers right now, but I do want to do that in a couple years when I settle down and have kids. So this is like the learning process. It's like my internship on how to have a vegetable garden. 你会不会回来重新弄？
不会。
确定吗？不要骗我。
不会。
It looks like just your average wheat field, but actually there is a predator in here. You. How many lizards have you eaten in the past week? Look who tried to bring a lizard in the house. Eat your lizard outside. This cat eats a lizard every single day. Yeah, he is slurping up that lizard like spaghetti. It's time to plant corn. Although it probably doesn't look like corn to y'all. It looks like pomegranate seeds. Like I just want to eat this right now. But it's actually corn covered in this red stuff that helps prevent pests or whatever. So we make a little hole in the dirt and then we sprinkle the corns in there. Ben tunzi katem konak tirmen.
Rukiye kızımның tunji qetim konak selip berişi. Men ketmen çepip atıman. Mirzat bolsa mirzat konak gıcılap yeydi.
Mirzat bolsa. Kunde kıktat yeydi.
8. ayda kökte konak pişidi o. Kazanı selip pişirip yeyemez.
Men yok.
Yok şu oğlum yere.
This actually answers a question a lot of y'all have been asking if Asajan and I are going to live in Kashgar after being married. No, we're still going to live in Hangzhou, but we'll come back here every year and help out on the farm as much as we can.
Time for another important task. We are going to Asajan's uncle's house to deliver some gasoline for his tractor. Donkeys. This is Asajan's uncle's farm.
在这里吃饭。慢。菜。Look at this.
是这个颜色呀。
是的。然后这个呢？就是泡那个肥料，就是每一个洞只有一个。
Check this contraption out. It does everything at once. Asajan's father is over here with his tractor planting for Asajan's uncle. And we already saw the tractor in action before, but that was for planting hot peppers, where you actually plant like a little tiny baby leaflet in there. So you don't put the seed in the ground, like you just lay the plastic thing down and everything else is manual. But this is cotton, which is grown from a seed. So the seed just goes right into the ground. At the same moment, the plastic sheet goes down. So this tractor just has to do one run and then everything's done. And you just wait for it to grow.
Ya, motornya tiba-tiba pinggir pakan.
Oh, tiba-tiba.
Look, the tractor is driving itself. We are doing absolutely nothing. These seeds are planting themselves. I feel like I'm taking a giant mechanical dog for a walk.
That's all for today, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this little glimpse into farm life in Northwest China. Having been raised in a place where everyone has an identical grass lawn, it was super fascinating to actually interact with the land that we're living on. And I'd love to show you more farm life here in other seasons in the future. For now, most of the spring chores are over and we'll be spending the next week focusing on wedding preparations. My parents and friends from the US and other parts of China are about to arrive and there is still so much to do. Can't wait to share more with you guys in the next vlog. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time.